Hello, welcome back to Makewell, Miss Markwell, or hello if you're new to my YouTube channel. Today I'm going to be making a classic Victoria sponge cake with a layer of cream and some fresh strawberries. It's not strawberry season at the moment, but I am using strawberries that are from another country. I'm not a great person at making cakes. I'm going to admit that, so that might help you out as well, because I'm more into making short crust pastries and bread, and as you can see from my channel I've got lots of videos on there and you can see what I like to make. But I'm going to have a go for you guys, and this is a recipe that we do at school as well, so I thought why not have a go, and I fancy something sweet to eat as well. I've also dressed up in my summery clothes for you, even though it's chucking it down outside and it's now October, but why not? You need to make an effort. Okay, let's do this. Let's get baking or making. Wow. Here is the list of the ingredients, and if you would like to make this, just pause it here and note it down. Here is the information for the oven temperature as well. I am going to use the all-in-one method where you just throw it all in the bowl. So I'm now going to sieve the flour and get lots of air into it. Aeration is a good key word for food. Ooh, but just remember to add some baking powder. This is optional, and this is a raising agent. So fingers crossed this will make it a light and fluffy sponge. Add the caster sugar to the flour, and then dollop your room temperature soft butter into the bowl. I'm now going to add a splash, or a massive splash, of vanilla essence. Here's a top tip. I'm not going to crack the eggs directly into the bowl with all the other ingredients. I'm going to crack them into a jug first, and this is so you can check if there's any shell left. If there is, then just remove it with a little teaspoon. And remember, another good key word is cross-contamination. Dispose and throw away your eggshells straight away. I'm just going to quickly whisk the eggs. And now pour the whisked egg into the bowl with the other ingredients. You could use a spoon to mix all the ingredients together, but I'm going to use a whisk because I want to get lots of air into it to make it to create lots of aeration and make the sponge light and fluffy. So take your food mixer, and I'm going to put the whisks in, just make sure that's in, and then turn it on like that. Once you put it into the mixture, that's it. Don't pull it out, because if not you're going to get cake spray everywhere. So I've got a little top tip to get the mixture out of the whisks as well. Watch this space. Let's do it. I have no idea why I'm pulling a crazy face. I think I'm a bit apprehensive about turning the whisk on. Be confident, miss, you've got this. I'm using the all-in-one method where I place all the ingredients into the bowl and then I whisk it all up with an electric whisk, use a wooden spoon and a bit of elbow grease if you don't have this at home. So I'm going to whisk it all together, and so it's a nice creamy consistency. So here is my top tip. I'm now going to lift the whisk up. As I'm lifting the whisk from the cake mixture, it then all comes out of the whisk, it all flies out. But don't pull it out too far, if not it's just going to fly everywhere, like I said at the beginning. I'm now going to line my baking tins. Now I've used quite large baking tins. Really I should have used shallow tins. So I have to unclip my cake tin and remove the base, and I'm then going to place it onto the baking parchment and draw around the base with the pencil. And then I'm going to take my scissors and cut around it and cut it out. And then place the base back into the tin, close the tin, and hey presto. Here's an example. I did warn you I'm not great at making cakes. Here's an example of a cake I made a few weeks ago. And as you can see, the cake is stuck because I didn't line the tin. So it's better to be safe than sorry and just line the tin. I still ate the cake though, it's still tasty. So I've just lined the first tin with a close-up action. I'm just going to take the second tin and just going to release the base. Place the base on top of it. And take your pencil and draw around it. And take your scissors and cut it out. Then take the base, place it back in the cake tin and do it up. And place the parchment paper in. Because I don't want my cake sponge to stick, I'm going to also grease the side of the pans. Take a little scrap of tissue, take some butter. You see that? And I'm just going to grease the sides as well. You can actually also grease the base so the paper actually sticks. Just a light even coverage, and then place the paper back in. And that will stick down quite nicely. And repeat the process with the second tin. And pick the base. There you go. The baking parchment you have on the edge greased will stop the cake mixture from sticking.
Now I'm going to pour the cake mixture into the tin. I'm going to divide it and share it out evenly. And I'm using a spatula to scrape the cake mixture out from the bowl. I am now spreading the cake mixture. And then add the remaining mixture into the second cake tin. And as you can see, I've changed from my spatula to a spoon, and it's a little bit easier to spread it around using the back of the spoon. Another top tip is to always clean your cake bowl with a spatula and use all that cake mixture. It really stresses me out when I see students going, what do I do with all this cake mixture, when they have it left and they've put their cakes in the oven. It's like, just use all the mixture.
So I'm going to place these in the oven for about 20 to 25 minutes depending on your oven, so always keep an eye on it. I'm going to do it until the cakes rise and when they're like a nice golden colour, and when you can press it with your finger and it springs back, you know it's ready. Or you can use the knife test or skewer test where you insert it in, and if it comes out clean then the cake's cooked, the mixture's cooked. If it comes out with cake mixture on, then you know you need to cook it for a bit longer. So I'm going to place these in the oven. One on the top shelf and one on the bottom shelf. And try not to keep opening the door, that's what a lot of people do, so because if not you're going to let all the heat out, okay? So just try and check it, and I'm now going to check the time and keep an eye on it. Hello, so I'm now going to check the cakes to see if they're cooked. I'm going to open it, let the heat out first because I don't want to burn my face. And just going to do a little sponge test. Now it hasn't sprung back, so I'm just going to pop it back in and cook it for a few minutes. When I press my finger on it, it sunk and it didn't spring back, so I know it's not finished.
Place your hot cake tins onto a tea towel to protect your work surface. Now open the tins, but remember they are hot, so be careful. I waited for my cake sponge to cool down a bit before I handle them, and I'm just going to tease the cake sponge stuck around the edges of the tin, so I'm just going to tease the edge with a knife and tease it around, just easing the paper off from the tin. And then carefully place the cake sponge onto the cooling rack. While the cake is cooling, I'm going to prepare the double cream. I've washed up my whisk and I'm going to use them again, so I'm going to place them into the food whisk. and start to whisk the double cream until you get that lovely air into it, so it's a nice thick creamy consistency. And again, my top technique, remember to pull the whisks out a little bit from the mixture so it's not totally out of the bowl, and just keep it spinning until the cream comes out of the whisk. It doesn't all come out, but it's just a little top tip. Now the cakes have cooled down, I'm going to remove the baking parchment and I'm going to carefully peel this off, making sure I handle the cake sponge carefully. And again, repeat the process. I'm now going to turn the cake sponge over so you've got the nice golden dexturization coloured sponge. Lovely keywords there. Caramelisation. Oh, I made a mistake at the beginning. These aren't British strawberries, by the way, so scrap what I just said. I have no idea what I'm talking about. But I'm now going to slice the strawberries using a green chopping board for fruit. Remove the stalk with the sharp knife, and then I'm going to slice them. I'm going to keep one strawberry to one side so I can keep this for the garnish, the topping of the sponge cake. And throw away the stalks. Keep your work surface nice and tidy. I had some double cream left over, so I'm going to use this and dollop it on top of the strawberries, and this will secure the top of the cake. I'm now going to prepare the garnish for the top of the cake, and I'm going to create a fan effect. I'm slicing through the strawberry but not all the way through to the stalk. I'm keeping that intact. And I'm now going to tease the slices out, and just remember to be careful not to break the stalk off. And there you go.
So now I've assembled the cake, I've layered it with double cream, whisked double cream, sliced strawberries, and I'll put another dollop of cream on top because then that will fix the base at the top of the sponge. So I'm just going to carefully pick it up and I'm going to place it on top.
And to finish the cake, I'm using a dusting of icing sugar. This gives a nice effect, a nice finish against the golden caramelised topping. I'm now going to place the strawberry garnish on top. I love this cake so much because it's not perfect even. It's a bit wonky in places, but I made it and I can't wait to eat it. And I'm proud of this, look at that.
Thank you for watching the classic Victoria sponge cake with a layer of double cream and some sliced strawberries. And like I said, I'm not really good at cooking cakes, but I think this went quite well and I'm now going to eat it, so I'm really excited. And it's a very light and fluffy sponge because of the aeration with the sieving and the whisking. And it's you can see it's breaking up because it's so light and fluffy, so my mouth is like so excited. Thanks for watching Makewell, Miss Markwell, and please follow me on Twitter and Instagram if you like what you see. And please leave a like, a comment, if any suggestions of any recipes or things to make, and a thumbs up if you like it as well. Take care and bye for now. So I'm so delighted that I'm now going to eat this. I'm going to just shut up and just eat it, miss. Okay, let's do it. The sponge is so light and fluffy and just delicious and moist. And the layer of cream and the fresh fruit, strawberries, oh my gosh. oh, I don't know what to say. What I was going to say, it's light and fluffy, and it's also not too sweet as well, so I think I did really well. Yay! Makewell Miss Markwell, yay! Right, go away so I can finish this. Go, go, go!